everyone, Roger Mansourian here with Vantage Home Loans. Checking in with you guys, episode 2, behind the scenes when you are getting a mortgage. I've worked on over $100 million of loans in my 10-year career. On this episode, we're gonna have my loan processor Kyle come in and share with us some of the things he's doing on the back end, as well as do's and don'ts for you guys when you're getting a mortgage. So there are things that you should be doing and should not be doing. So we'll go over that. We'll cover that with you to make sure you are in the best position possible. This episode, we're going to be talking about your loan approval, okay? So last episode, we talked about when we submit your application to the bank. It usually takes about 2 days to get the loan approved. So when that happens, it's really a sigh of relief to the borrowers that we're in good shape. So when your loan is approved, what's gonna happen next is that's when you can order your appraisal, okay? So when you order your appraisal, what happens is the appraiser will contact the borrower and schedule time to come out and take a look at the property. So they're gonna look at your property. The most important thing that they're gonna do is they're gonna look at comps in your area, other houses that are similar to yours that have sold, and that's how they're gonna come up with a value. So sometimes I have clients tell me like, oh my God, my house is a mess. Is that okay? Is that gonna hurt my chances, or what's the deal with that? Do I need to clean up? It's not that big a deal. So they're gonna look at your house. They're gonna see if there's any like major improvements. So they'll come out, they'll do an appraisal. They'll look at other houses in the area to come up with the value of your home. So if we're doing a conventional loan, it usually only takes us about like 2-3 days to get that appraisal back. If you're doing a non-conventional loan, it could take a little bit longer. It could take 5 to 7 days because those are different types of loans. They just take a little bit longer, okay? So when your loan is approved, you order your appraisal. The other thing that the bank is gonna ask for is they're gonna ask you for maybe like 3 to 5 things, like updated pay stubs, updated bank statements. They're gonna say, oh, you mentioned this address, or we saw this address on your credit report. Tell us if you own this property, do you still live there, et cetera, et cetera. So they're gonna ask you for maybe like 3 to 5 things like that, simple stuff. So the hard part's over. Your loan is approved. They're just gonna ask for a couple of things just to button up your loan. That along with the appraisal. So moving forward, I want to bring in my loan processor, Kyle Lobeck.
All right, what's up? How are you, Roger?
How you doing, Kyle?
Hello, everyone.
So everyone, this is Kyle. Kyle's the one that's working behind the scenes. So when you're working with me,
Correct.
Yeah, Kyle's working behind the scenes, making sure everything's going smoothly with your loan. So when the loan is approved and you're working on your what we call conditions, and we're doing the appraisal, Kyle, tell us a little bit about like what you're doing on your back end.
Right, so basically my main goal is to put all the pieces of this giant loan puzzle together, right? One of the main things I do is keep the loan application up to date, so all accurate information on the the property, on the employment information for the borrower.
Yeah.
I also order verification of employment. So when you're getting a mortgage, you have to verify your income through your employer. We do that. I also take care of verification of mortgages, verification of rents. Basically, those things are a history of payments. The new lender wants to make sure that you have a history of repaying, and that you can repay. So what they do is they get a verification on that. I order that as well. I work closely with title and escrow to make sure that we have all those kind of closing docs we need. What else?
So as you can see, as Kyle's there's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
When you're getting your appraisal done and you're sending over some of your documents over to us, Kyle's working every single day on your file, checking off things that the bank needs. And these are things that you don't really see or hear about, but they're happening. Mm-hmm. So, and anyone that's watching, if you want to know what a loan approval looks like, just comment on this video, do hashtag loan approval. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a copy of a sample of what a loan approval looks like, so that you become familiar with it. So next time you're buying a house, you kind of see what a loan approval looks like. So Kyle, you mentioned like verification of mortgage, verification of rent. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Basically what I do is I contact the bank. So say we're doing a refinance, for example. You have a current mortgage on the house, you're refinancing out of that mortgage, maybe you're taking cash out, whatever the case may be. What I do is contact, say your current mortgage is Bank of America. I contact Bank of America. I say, hey, Bank of America, we need proof that the borrower has been making their payments for 12 months on time.
Right.
That's how the new lender, who's going to give you the cash out or the rate and term refinance, verifies that you have the ability to repay and have been repaying without being late. They don't want delinquent borrowers. So that's the main thing with that. If you're buying a home and you don't currently have a mortgage, we get what's called a verification of rent. So what we do is contact the current landlord of wherever you're renting from and do the same process. You know, have you been making payments on time? Yes. Check this box. Great. Send it back. We send it to the lender.
Gotcha. Cool. So the bank wants to know, are you paying your rent? Are you paying your mortgage? Thanks for whoever's watching, by the way. Kristen, Alfred, George, thanks for checking in and watching us live. So that's what Kyle's doing behind the scenes. He's doing a lot of shit that you guys don't see.
Yes.
So we have to be very, very grateful to our loan processor because he's really working really hard to make sure your loan goes through quickly. One last question for Kyle. Before we let you go, Kyle is currently working on 15 loans for us. So he's very, very busy. So we're going to ask him one more question, then we're going to let him get back to work. Kyle, what tips would you give borrowers that are going through a refinance or buying a home? What should they do? What shouldn't they do?
Good question. I think one of the main things that borrowers should be aware of is their credit decisions. What I mean by that is don't go out and buy a car. 2 months before you're about to refinance your loan or you want to buy a house. You don't do that. You know, it's all based upon debt to income ratio. So the more debt that you have, the harder it is for you to qualify, the lower amount you're able to qualify for. So I'd say one of the main things is watch your credit. You know, don't take out car loans, things of that nature. Don't spend a lot of money on your credit cards. You want to keep your credit card balances as low as possible.
Right.
You know, generally keep your debts down. Another thing that's important is to stay present with the loan officer, with your real estate agent. Communication. When we need documents, we really need them, and we need them as soon as possible. You know, it's not for us, it's for the lender so we can get the loan closed. So I would say make sure you get docs to us ASAP. Be communicative and keep your debts down.
So it sounds like a lot of people who have gone through the process, it seems like a no-brainer, right? If you're a realtor, if you're in the business, you're like, oh, it's a no-brainer. Like, don't go out and buy a car. But it's very important whether you're a realtor or you're working with a first-time home buyer. It's really important. Like, not everyone knows you shouldn't be going buying a car. You shouldn't be racking up that debt. Wait to buy that big screen TV till once this is done. Once the mortgage is done and you're finished, go out, buy whatever the hell you want.
Go nuts.
Go nuts. Go crazy. Just wait till it's over first. So Kyle, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Sir.
So basically, there you have it, guys. We showed you a little bit of what Kyle is doing behind the scenes, what conditions look like, appraisal. If you guys want also a copy of like an appraisal, I can give you guys a sample. Just leave a comment, hashtag appraisal, whatever. Leave a comment and I'll send you guys a copy so you can see what it looks like. And if you guys ever need anything, please feel free to reach out to us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, Vantage Home Loans. Thank you guys so much for checking in with us. If you have any more questions, you can always give us a call, 310-721-1297. That's my direct number. You can email me, roger@vantagehomeloans.com. You can always leave us a message on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll be back next week with episode 3.